we have nearly half an hour, and the topic is the AI revolution in coding, tools, trends, and tomorrow. Now, I suggest that we go one by one. Each one of you will introduce himself or herself, so we can know more about the background from which the insights and the thoughts come. And so one by one, each one of you will introduce, tell about himself or herself, and share his or her insights and thoughts. And in between, we will have some small interactions. And when we end everything, maybe new insights will emerge from this experiment. Okay? So let's start. AB?
My name is Abby Aryan, and I'm the founder of Abide AI. As of now, we're building second brain for authors. My background, I've worked as an ML engineer for the past few years, so I've gone through a lot of different roles in these 8 years. So started from data analytics, then went on to do data science stuff, then working as an ML scientist in data engineering, ML ops. So have been through like a couple of roles, and now obviously working in large language models. As of now, I'm also an author, which is I'm writing a book on LLM ops for O'Reilly publication. My academic background, to say, is in mathematics and computer science. So I think that is one. In terms of like what my perspective on software engineering and AI is, I think one of the things we all agree with, which is there's an augmentation in developer productivity, which is, as an engineer myself, I'm using these tools more and more often. But one of the significant things I've seen in terms of my own workflow is you're moving away from that much focus on the syntax. And while companies still need to have people who focus on the syntax, but the teams can be smaller for a lot of junior engineers or for a lot of people who work in interdisciplinary team. That doesn't really need to be the focus. The focus is more so now for me on architecture design, the deployment patterns. Data engineering has changed significantly. So that's one thing which I feel like needs to be discussed a little bit more. And one of the things that I'm excited by is what will be the next UI other than the chat interface. Everyone's bored with chat. It doesn't allow you to interact in a modular fashion with it, which is the inferences aren't really modular. So that is one thing which I'm looking at. How can we sort of change that?
Okay. So who is next? By the way, I can't see Krishna. I mean, Karan, you said that he's waiting for us to add him, but I don't see. With which name?
Yeah, yeah, correct. I haven't got any message as well from Krishna. So let's hope his message might pop up.
Okay.
Or maybe he's still busy in writing his cursor code. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. So
And I think we can continue. I can go next if it's okay.
yeah, do it. You will be
Yeah.
next. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Michael, for having me here on this nice panel. So I'm Karan, and I'm working as a CTO and co-founder at Skogo Networks, and we are doing a lot of AI, and we're trying to solve last mile field services at the AI using AI. In my past roles, I've spent a lot of years working as a subject matter expert for storage, Unix, backup, providing database supports, and then moving to developer productivity, developer evangelism at Red Hat. I've spent a lot of years in consulting across EMEA and US through Red Hat, helping customers build public clouds, private clouds, OpenStack Kubernetes. So yeah, I've seen quite a distance, like how developers work, how solution architectures, and how solution engineers, software kind of the DevOps people, or before the term DevOps was even there. I've seen all those trends that is going on. Particularly on the AI side, I'm very excited. I mean, definitely we can see this. So even before ChatGPT entered the market, GitHub launched this Copilot thing through their own GitHub kind of codex model, like very early partnership with GitHub and OpenAI, where before launching GPT, they were using a codex model to power GitHub Copilot. A kind of GitHub Copilot was the first very popular tool which was showing the value of AI, like on the hands of regular people other than research and academics. So it has shown a lot of interest, and Copilot was kind of the most popular kind of platform that developers are using even today, and they have claimed some good numbers. But yeah, I mean, on the AI front, like how AI gonna lead the next frontier in AI in coding, I truly believe it because I myself use a lot of AI generated code these days. But what I've seen in my team is, as in a developer's life, you're just 20% of the time you're writing actual code. Like AB also mentioned that how you're gonna build the architecture, how you're gonna convert customers' requirement into a business use case, and then building a structural approach to it, and then you'll start writing code, right? So 20% time you're actually writing code, and let's say rest of the time you are either debugging or testing it. So technically, like you're not you are being like you're being paid to kind of maintain a code which was written by someone else, right? So in this particular category itself, I am very it's very exciting that how AI can revolutionize, like changing, migrating from older code bases to new code base. Because earlier it used to take a lot of man months to migrate from X version of Java to Y version of Java. These days, this is very simple. I mean, yeah, we can debate on that, but it's relatively simple, and developers feels them very productive, and so that they can use this time to do something else other than not migrating things. So I'm excited about this particular aspect of AI, and of course, new changes, new code generation as well. So yeah, that's about me and my quick insight.
Okay. So
Maybe I can go next then,
yeah, sure.
if others don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. Thanks a lot, Michael, for having me here. My name is Kushal Vijay, and I've been working with Microsoft since like last 4 years as a software engineer too right now. Previously, I've worked as a backend engineer in an infrastructure as code startup called Stack Guardian. At Microsoft, I primarily work in the Android team of Microsoft 365 Copilot, and like been through a lot of departments in the previous years. Uh, not have not worked in the core team of Copilot, but have developed things for the Copilot uh, feature that we provide in our app. And trust me, we there is not a single day that we don't consume AI, either in writing code or understanding things. And apart from software development, I am very much passionate about creating content around tech and want to help people who want to get into tech or want to create or build a career into tech. Been creating content across LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube for over 3 years now, and we have a huge family of more than 4 lakh people across all socials. So it's been an amazing journey till now. As far as my insights are concerned on AI, so Google CEO also mentioned like 25% of their code is written by AI, right? And that's a similar case with us. As Karan also mentioned, GitHub Copilot was pretty early, was released at a very early stage before even ChatGPT was known. Earlier, it was released as a code completion tool, late, but today it has its own intelligence, thanks to OpenAI and the GPT models, LLMs that they released. Uh, so yes, we it has helped in increasing the productivity to a greater extent because now we don't have to write boilerplates. They provide it just in a single click. It also helped to not crawl over the internet for answers. It's a single spot where you can get answers, although they are not appropriate all the time. Secondly, if you go on YC startup list every year from the last every cohort, maximum of the startups are based on AI. So we have a plethora of tools coming in, solving each and every bit of problem, be it finance, be it sales, be it operations, and everything is automated with AI, which is amazing. If I talk specifically about content, it has helped people interact better, or you know get their uh, get their content monetized with the help of AI. But at the same times, it is also backfiring, or it is you know doing counterintuitive stuff when generating false engagement for a content creator, with apparently not yet being detected by Instagram or any such platform. So at the same time, it is proving to be helpful for the developers, helpful for the individuals. But it comes with, so there is a saying, right? When it with great power comes great responsibility. And similarly, AI is empowering everyone, but also it is empowering the wrong people, giving them a chance to uh, gain, or make do the bad practices, which is so both goes hand in hand. And I'm really excited for what the future holds, because as I mentioned, there are so many startups at YC joining every year, or going every year, based on AI. And yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Um, Adarsh?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Adarsh. I'm a co-founder at Digivo Labs. Right now at Digivo Labs, we are building Linkage Q, which is a platform for social media creators to unlock additional revenue streams. We also provide Python and software development consulting to our global clients. I have been active in the Python communities for more than the last 5 years, and have spoke at various Python conferences like EuroPython, DjangoCon, US, PyCascades, etc. Now, coming to our topic, like most of our panelists have already spoken, I think one of the important breakthrough was the introduction of GitHub Copilot, so which was launched towards the end of 2021. Like that was initially just a model for auto completion, and nearly 1 year later, we got ChatGPT, which was launched towards the end of 2022. So that entirely revolutionized the tech industry. And we have got many tools after that. And I think the biggest gift for software developers right now are agentic IDEs. So I am personally using some of them. Currently, I am trying out Cursor IDE as well as Windsurf. So these help us edit multiple files simultaneously, and they can execute various commands. So I recently tried the Windsurf ID, so it could automatically solve the dependency issues. It could run the command to start our application, and whenever it encounters an error, it will try to fix the dependency issue, and it will retry the command again. So I think that's currently the most helpful one for software developers. And there are, like Kushal said, there are many other tools around software development itself. We have like many code review tools, which are powered by AI, which can provide insights on code quality and which can catch many bugs. Next, which is already mentioned at Google. There was a recent announcement that AI writes over 25% of code at Google. So we know about Google. Google has like a very large set of custom tools, and the scale of their development is massive. So I think if Google is able to automate like 25% of their code using AI, for us solo developers or smaller projects, I think AI can help us a lot at the current stage. Also, when we are working with Python, Python being one of the most popular languages, we have a lot of data in Python. And I think AI can generate a lot of good code at times. But a thing I experienced is that there can be subtle bugs which can creep into our code if we are not carefully reviewing our AI generated suggestions. So right now, I think the current mental model to think of AI generated code is that we should think of AI as a junior developer who is assisting us. So we can think of AI as a junior developer, but the developer is so fast, it can produce output in like minutes or seconds. But that should be carefully reviewed. And there should be a senior developer who is overlooking the output of the AI. I think like Abhi said, there should be an experienced developer and they should set the ground rules, like which is the architecture style to choose. And if an experienced senior developer is able to architect the entire application and provide proper instructions to the AI, I think that would be most helpful. And another issue I have noticed is that versions can be, right now, the AI do not have real-time data access, most of them. So the versions that are being installed or the code that can be generated by AI may be outdated or maybe using some deprecated functionality. But I guess it overall speeds up our workflow by multiple times. And I have seen many solo developers in our communities, they are shipping products in 1-2 weeks using the help of AI. Yeah, that's it from us.
Okay, then. What do you think about those that say the most popular programming language in the future would be English? It is
I mean, I think, yeah, I think that's kind of coming to true, because if you see, like, now everything is prompt, right? You are writing a prompt, and all of a sudden the system is kind of doing autocomplete for you, like predicting the next token and doing it for you. So, like Satya Nadella from Microsoft also mentioned that, in coming times we're gonna see there will be a billion software developers. I mean, yeah, I mean, people who can talk to the system, ask questions in native English or natural language, and you will actually not see any code auto completion happening on the front end. Like, it's completely abstracted. Like, the GitHub, the new thing that they launched recently, the Spark, I guess. Yeah. So the idea with Spark is micro apps, and you simply go and type something or speak to the mic on the front end, and you don't see an code generating in the front of you because it scares people, right? So I believe like that's kind of true that the most popular language is going to be English. So for software developers,
I think I would
that's my take.
probably sort of disagree, and not because I don't see more people using ChatGPT or tools like these ones. I think my reason is more so along there's an initial excitement in the field where everybody is in that FOMO kind of state where everybody's trying to get into software engineering, everybody's trying to build tools, fuel into like the AI rich, very similar to how there were people who got into like Bitcoin rich people initially. But eventually I feel like a lot of hype is going to die off. And the reason I feel about that is I personally feel we are in a time of an AI bubble, which is there are so many infra companies that are very similar to each other, so many monitoring and logging companies that are extremely similar to each other. They're not really innovating other than putting a pretty interface. So most of these companies, I would say about 75% of the companies in the SaaS space, especially building tools for like large language models, I see them failing. And the moment they fail, people are going to switch back to doing their usual stuff because it's not going to be the hot space anymore. Though, I mean, the combination of modalities does keep making it more exciting, but I feel like there will be a draw. And when that happens, although you can improve the quality of large language models, but we're sort of nearing the stage where we've already used up most of the text data that we already have. So, and there's no I mean, with Stack Overflow dying as well, there's not enough code data that we can give it eventually without permeating into the company codes, which at this point tend to be private. So I don't see a lot of improvement in code quality happening over the next, or substantial code quality improving in the next 10 years to come. It will be incremental, but not exponential. And when that happens, it's like, no, ChatGPT cannot create good code for you. It cannot create a good applications for you. The SDKs are outdated. The integrations are not really done well. The security isn't taken care of. So the moment you get a draw of customers, even no matter who's building it, you have to bring it down because it will crash. So the people who will sustain in the software engineering industry are the software engineers. Obviously, they'll be more productive, but I don't see a lot of people who are from outside who are not writing code every single day and who just want to build companies very quickly without learning how to code. I don't think they can sustain.
Okay.
Yeah, I also want to add a bit on what Abby said. I'm completely aligned with her. So even though somebody, so when I talk about big tech companies, we have like, if we talk about just Windows, it has like 50 million lines of code. Now no AI can get the context of what has been written previously, so it just provides what it has been trained onto, and it has problems. Now no person who just know English or just know how to write prompts can make changes to that code, because customization is a must for large code bases, and that's where software engineers are the whole and soul.
What do you think would be the future of juniors? Juniors today find it very difficult to find their first job. Is it going to be even more difficult, or?
So I believe when it comes to jobs, so definitely there are a lot of slowdown in hiring which has been seen, and it is somewhere related to AI boom, where uh, if I specifically talk about software development, the repeated the redundant task have been removed, but still, so what AI can do is AI can do the 20% of the tasks which a software engineers do with a 200% accuracy, but AI cannot actually cannot 100% replace a software engineer. So if anyone who wants to get into software engineering or want to get a tech job, they just need to upskill themselves. Or so for example, there are a lot of non-stack developers or people who are into full stack, and they always ask me what to do next, because there are no one hiring, or my resume is not getting shortlisted because there is no AI written into my resume. So what I suggest to them is, do whatever you're doing, just add a use case of AI in your current project. For example, if they're building a full stack application, maybe add an AI use case into it, which apparently makes them relevant to the current trend. And hence they can be a part of, they can apply, or they can be relevant to a job opening that is there in the market. So yeah, it's more about, yeah.
I'll add to what Kushal has said, which is I think there are a lot of people with the right background, but they're not getting selected because companies are at this point, everybody's sort of blinded by, oh, we need to do AI engineering, irrespective whether there's a revenue model over there or not. Second thing is these companies don't really know how to utilize these AI engineers, which is they can do prompting, but they can't really do much stuff beyond that. So, I mean, I give the same advice to people I know as well. Which is keep doing what you're doing. Think about what applications can you develop. What are the workflows that you can simplify using the skills that you already have? Because that's something which is innate. So instead of now, I think probably 5 years ago, there was a need for people who could build websites, let's say. Right now, you don't really need to build up a website, and that won't really make you stand out. But if you can simplify the workflow in web development and build a small tool for them, that will make you stand out and immediately be attractive to companies.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of things on this part is, I mean, what I've seen is when a junior kind of, so there are more expectation these days from a junior or a intern joining in into an existing team. Like, hey, you know what? You should know this and that, right? So the pressure goes back to the intern or the junior people, junior guy. So because of AI, definitely we expect the guy who is just freshly coming from a college, he should be knowing these tools, and for him to implement this kind of a minor thing should be faster, right? So in my opinion, the pressure is on the interns or the new people joining in existing teams. Like they have to deliver, they have to kind of show up things, and I mean they cannot wait on a task for a week and trying to figure it out, right? So I mean my yeah, they should be knowing these tools, and these tools will definitely make them faster and join join the team full swing.
Yeah, I agree with Karan on this point. So I think there is an issue, and the junior developers might find it somewhat difficult to get a job. But I think looking at the positives, they can also leverage these AI tools. So I think AI can help them learn better, learn more, and also they can build projects which are somewhat more impactful. Like I think they can do more. They can leverage the existing AI tools to as a multiplier, and they can do some impactful projects, and maybe they can showcase that. Like I have built an app with this much users, 1,000+ users or something. So they can try out multiple things, and they can also leverage AI and to showcase their capability.
Okay, then we are about to end, but can you see the question? Kimberly, which skills do you recommend for full stack or backend? I'm looking to upskill from teaching to software engineering. Currently doing a Bachelor of Computer Science and working on developing skills in Python and Java.
So a simple answer to this is stick with the tried and tested. Learn some React will be important. Then knowing a little bit of knowing some Python. Obviously, I mean, there's a language you start with, and when you're starting with the language, ideally start with Python because it's easy to pick up. And then learn some tools. So it can be Terraform, it can be learning how to use Kubernetes. So learn one tool to sort of simplify the deployment side of things, or something on DevOps side. It can be AWS, and it can be Azure, whichever you pick, or you want to pick local deployment. That's totally up to you. So these are three things I would say to start with.
Yeah, and just to lower the barrier, so you can always do Docker. So Docker is like must that that should be on your machine. So Kimberly, like React is definitely React and Python, which Abby mentioned. I'll add Docker, and maybe at least I'll put in a database there, because to be a full stack developer, you need to have access to database. Best case is at least one database in RDBMS category, and one maybe in NoSQL category like MongoDB and Postgres, if I have to pick up, because there are a lot of ample of resources available on all of these tech around it. So that would be kind of my full stack version of starting up.
Yeah, just go to Kaggle and find a data set and try to install it, play with it.
Yep.
And never stop learning. It never ends. You will never reach the end of that. This is a frustration, but this
Yep.
is a topic for another panel.
Yeah.
Not for now. I don't want to take out the frustration. And trust me, I'm into this domain field for so many years, and the frustration that I can't learn and know everything I want to learn and know, the way it's frustration. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for your insight. We will of course wrap this as a video of course as well. We reach the end according to the schedule. So I want to thank you and all other the participants.